Yeah, you got the flow.
I got a nice little new drink today.
Tell me about the drink, man.
It's called Shanky's Whip.
Shanky.
You are now tuned in to the potty.
Where the party at? Where the party at? Where the party at? You know I can't forget to wash my hands.
Action. Can you get out my face? I'm on the potty.
Welcome to another episode of Late Nights on the Poddy, only on the RBC Network.
What are you eating though? Let me see.
Yo. You know how they do this on TikTok?
What is that?
Oh, man, it's good stuff.
It looked like a raw chicken at first.
No, you know, it's falling off of the bone. Shout out El Pollo. Oh, my goodness. Oh, El Pollo, there are 3 locations. Shout out El Pollo. Phenomenal. Oh, yeah, by the way, the voice of the intro of the theme song will be with us tonight as well. Yeah. Hey, we're going to bring out our potty official because
For any moment someone, gets out of hand on the potty.
don't make me tee you up.
What do you have?
We have Mando Man.
Yes, sir. Wow, he's looking
Poddy.
good. He is looking good, sharp.
Looking sharp, my brother.
I got a delay again on Mando lateness.
No way!
You're not in the book right now, brother.
Mando Madness was a little late tonight. He got a delay of game warning from our new potty official. First time debut on the potty ever since Antonio got the suspension. You know, we're trying to cover ourselves. Human resources came down on us pretty hard. We had to hire a potty official. So, Mando, let's start with a little madness for you. Mando, are you on the West Coast?
Yeah, I'm in Seattle. Took a flight.
Very nice. Mando Man is from Seattle live. Brian, happy belated birthday. I see the star balloon behind you.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Happy belated.
I can take it to the mob. What's up?
Me and Mando were talking a little bit about Groundhog Day, which was it today, Mando?
Today, yes.
Groundhog Day today. That's why he's live in Seattle. If you've ever seen Groundhog Day, it was filmed in Seattle, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea it was Groundhog Day.
Well, Mando has a little madness.
That's because Brian's in a almost like summer mode all year round in SoFlo. Doesn't matter if it's 4 more weeks of winter, 6 or whatever, 6 weeks of winter, 4 weeks till spring.
Sun was beautiful today.
You too good for groundhogs now?
I just didn't. You don't hear about it out here.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about that.
Groundhog Day just came and went for me.
I think there's 2. There's 2 groundhogs. There's one that's in PA, I believe, and then the other one that I rock with is obviously local Staten Island one. Chuck the groundhog with an 80% success rate.
Wow.
Sweet.
I'll take that.
Who does he got in the NBA tonight? I'll take those.
That's what I wanted to know.
So do they make similar predictions mostly?
I think the one in PA had seen his shadow, which meant another 6 weeks of winter, and the Staten Island one didn't, which is an earlier spring.
Right. So
I think Chuck had the heat tonight too. How they doing? They're in the garden. Brian, you're too good for Groundhog Day. You know, Brian treats groundhogs.
I never said that. I never said I'm too good.
I've seen on TV before. There was 2 women. They were doing an interview with Tucker, and they had a service skunk. Both of them.
Service skunk.
Service skunks. Never heard of that before.
Like a service dog? Like they walk.
Yeah,
around?
like they were literally, both these women had the skunks in their like lap petting it, and she's like, "Oh, it takes a lot to get sprayed by a skunk." What do you mean? It takes a lot.
Let me guess they
Had any other animal, a cat, a dog.
Let me guess they were 2 white ladies. Because black people aren't doing that.
Only white people do something like that.
You know that.
Asian, no.
Technical foul.
No. The Asians would eat them. The Asians would eat the skunk. What the hell? I was saying they wouldn't do something dumb like that. I was on their side.
Let's review this.
I've been roughing a lot. But maybe the people want to hear this. That's why my show got off air after 3 episodes. I got banned. That's why I can't bartend. That's why I can't have my own show. Man, I never knew what you do. You like the guy from Martin, Hustler Man, whatever his name is.
Bro, I'm a banker.
Let's bring you closer to the action here with us tonight.
I'm an honest guy. Do you guys mind if I get a little comfortable?
So Tate, pleasure to have you. Feel free to interject whenever you want. I see you made yourself at home there. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking tequila 1800 with a splash of coconut and a splash of cranberry and a splash of salsa.
I think we need to hire an official for our official, because so many
The official's drunk.
Oh, man.
Brian, you can't find good officials anywhere. NBA, the potty.
The OPO is drunk on the potty.
Oh man, it's funny.
We tried to have a referee on here to, give the refs a better name, especially in 2023.
Let me defend the refs. Let me defend the refs, because you guys are getting a little disrespectful. You got to understand that it's an imperfect game. Not only the players can miss calls, miss layups, miss shots, miss travel.
Right.
We're humans too. And, maybe it was a bad angle, but, we admit our wrongs. You know what I'm saying? We're like, hey,
whoa. Let me pause you there, because
there was three refs.
100%. The NBA official ref.
You can't call out your area. I'm just gonna say that. That's disrespectful.
There was three refs.
Okay.
Now, the odds of one getting one wrong, you know what? That's human error. Two getting one wrong. Three? And don't even get me started on football. How are your Bills doing? Are they in Florida with Brian?
Whoa.
They're at Packies right now.
One thing about refs, though, I feel like, listen, I get that everyone's human, but after every game, no matter what sport, a player is getting behind a press conference and speaking to the media and held accountable for the game they played, whatever they made a right or wrong decision. But the refs, they're going home and no accountability is held.
Are they going home? Because
where are they going? Where are they going?
It's 4 days later, and you
Where
guys
are they going?
Talking about it.
Tell us why there's no accountability with the refs.
Tate's trying to change the topic now.
Yeah, obviously people are going to make mistakes,
Unbelievable.
but there has to be some sort of accountability held regardless of the sport.
I'm going to make you feel better when I say this, please. Abortions.
Okay, so before we pivot to that topic,
maybe the NBA is still rigged. Maybe they had money in DraftKings. Maybe they had the over/under. Maybe they had the game going into overtime. Maybe, like one of you guys said in the group chat the other day, maybe they got LeBron scoring 50 and they wanted him to have more points. You guys don't know. But for you guys to think that he's supposed to be perfect?
No one ever said that they have to be perfect. I said there has to be accountability.
But he's the best of the best. And even the best of the best miss layups. Even the best of the best miss free throws. Even the best of the best miss closeouts and rotations. No.
They don't airball layups.
The problem,
I can show you some Shaq to the Fool right now.
What are you going to show me, JJ?
No, but I'm sorry. I'm Brian Bernardi. I'm a Division I basketball player, former professional. Don't start that. Don't start that stuff for me.
You're going to show me a video of JJ Redick, not the greatest basketball player of all time, LeBron James.
I'm sorry, I'm just a referee. I'm sorry I'm not on your level. I'm sorry I wasn't a basketball player.
He's going to pull up a picture. He's going to pull up a video of JJ Redick airball a layup. I'm talking about the greatest basketball player of all time.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how referees are belittled because we're not looked upon as basketball players. We're looked upon as just people who call the game.
You know why? The problem is the ref's job is subjective. So it's a fact LeBron got fouled. Review it under 2 minutes and then come to the conclusion that everyone in America did and overseas as well. It was a fact. But when refs make it subjective, that is the problem. And when Tate cheats for a kid whose mother works with him, that's the problem.
It's a bigger issue going on here. And you guys don't want to accept it.
What is it?
Abortions. Because if we're talking about accountability, who's accountable there? The mom? The dad? Right? No one's perfect. Are we blaming the condom things? Are we playing birth control? So the point I'm just gonna bring it all back for you guys now. You guys gotta.
This is getting cut.
Yeah,
Greg. I think the ref is gonna need a fine and probably a 72-day suspension. 72-hour suspension and a slight fine.
How many of those did he have? One?
What's worse?
He's drunk on the job.
What's worse, that he's drunk or he only had one?
He's drunk on the job.
The
Listen,
point of the story is
72 hour suspension. I want to find
why?
this is
Why?
the
Why am
body.
I suspended? Why?
You're drunk and you're working.
Well, maybe the ref was drunk. Let me pivot a little bit.
When did you learn how to pivot?
Late, and that's why I'm a ref. Let's really talk about. Is anyone here still mad at Will Smith? Do you guys look at him in a different light?
What do you mean,
Me,
man?
too. I could tell you from people I know that as a comedian, comedians are very upset with Will Smith, and not just because of him personally, because of the movement that he created. I believe someone tried stabbing another comedian. What was it, Dave Chappelle or something?
Wow.
Try going on stage, and now people think that it's like okay to harass or physically assault comedians.
See, that's where
I think it wasn't real.
say again.
I don't think that slap was real.
No, I honestly for a while didn't think it either.
Oh, you're one of the conspiracy theorists
Yep.
where it was all scripted like the NFL.
I mean, it's not really a conspiracy. They're all actors. They can easily do that. It's not like something that would be
I
difficult.
mean, regardless if it was
and
scripted,
the
it wasn't
and the-
scripted.
What are your thoughts?
but the way he slapped him, like, come on, who slaps someone like that? Like,
I mean, even if it was fake, it's just creating a snowball effect where more people are.
true. I wonder who came up with that though. Who would do that?
Well, you know, I think it's a dangerous place in America where we can't laugh anymore, where we can't lighten up. That's the whole job of a comedian, right? Like even back in ancient times, they had what do they call it?
A jester?
A jester. Yeah, man. Like, why are we've become in 2023, we've become super ultra sensitive, super ultra stiff.
Mhm.
And is Will Smith to blame? No. But what happens is there's a trickle effect with everything, whether he apologizes, whether he lives a perfect life after this. It's not a good precedent to set. And that's what I'm trying to say here a little bit.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that mental health and social media had an effect to like kind of break him down after all these years?
And also his wife cheating on him and whatever else she did.
I don't think
Is women the root of all evil? Can women make men do things that are out their character? I've done things out my character because of women.
Of course.
Of course.
Isn't that just out of love, you would say?
Nah, is it love? When you get older and you finally meet the love of your life, or you finally have true love, do you think what you did when you were younger and all the immaturity and stuff like that, do you think that's out of love?
No, it's called lust. Lust smells very similar.
I mean, the thing is, how old is he? 50, 55?
Will Smith.
And the underlying thing that's similar to both is his passion.
Mm-hmm.
He's Will Smith.
Will Smith is a legend. I mean, he's the Fresh Prince.
He has quotes that people live their life by. He has motivational things that people, use as motivation every day to wake up and get their day started. And for him to do that, I looked at him different, like,
Wow.
damn, like that was out your character. That was a little crazy, brother. That's, he knows, but there must have been something inside to.
Well, if you
maybe he was drinking some of this. Sponsored by MT.
With that sponsorship, I like to pivot into news about Joe Mixon having issued an arrest warrant after allegedly pointing a gun at a woman.
Wow.
Guy was in an AFC championship game less than a week ago and could potentially be missing the next entire season.
Wait. What dude is this, Mando?
I hate
The running back on the Bengals, Joe Mixon.
Okay, because what the hell is going on with the Eagle dude? He's out here snatching people?
I seen that. I didn't read the full story, but yeah, I seen that he's not playing in the Super Bowl.
So our guest from last night mentioned this briefly, and we were off air having a conversation, and Brian joked about this, but does CTE play a factor in the Mixon and the dude on the Eagles situation? Is there a mental health similarity parallel there with the common ailment of the NFL, which is CTE?
I don't think there's enough research done to make a judgment on whether it is or isn't, and especially like an offensive line, I don't think they take
young
you
25.
You don't really see offensive linemen getting concussions. It's usually like the skill players or like linebackers, safeties, defensive backs that go down with these head injuries, or like a quarterback. The D-line, offensive line, you really don't see head injuries like that.
That's true.
But could it be the constant blows to the head? Just like boxing, you don't get a lot of concussions boxing, but it's the constant blows to the head that causes that. But they can't even see CTE until they're dead.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's what I'm saying. There's not enough.
There needs to be a lot more research on it.
There's not enough research to really make a judgment call on whether it is or isn't.
Mhm.
The only person I could really think that you could say is affected by it is Antonio Brown.
And that's perfect. You said that, because that's what I was trying to say. It's kind of fucked up that we say this guy is off the rails and whatever he is, and he has CTE. And it's crazy that people, he was on the podcast. What's the guy's name? David.
It was Antonio Brown. Was a very like when he first came into the league, or even like in college, he was very respectful, very, a very good person. Not to say that he's not a good person. It's just he's doing a lot of wild things now. But
his argument was,
could
it be just that money and fame does that to you?
Well, there was a specific play against the hit was, I believe, from
yes,
Montez Perfect, whatever his name is, and Greg could show the clip. But after that, I believe that's when he really went off the rails.
So people were saying I have CTE, but this is the same thing that killing players. We have players that recently just died from this issue. You know what I'm saying? That's what I just told you before we started. Sure. The same thing I walked off the field for that I didn't want to get. CTE. It's the same thing they put on me to say I got CTE crazy.
Yeah, it makes sense. So he's basically saying that you're saying he has CTE, right?
I'm not saying definitively, because there's no way of proving that.
But that's what he's saying. How can you say I have this because of a hit, right? And the same thing you guys are saying I have because of a hit, I'm trying to avoid and not be out there, and I'm crazy. So it's like
it's a double standard.
So it's like,
they're kind of doing that to Kanye right now.
Yeah, 100%.
But then again, he can make the media.
But that's what he that's what he does every year. He shuts off for 8 months, 9 months out of the year, and then all of a sudden he goes nuts on Twitter. He goes nuts on social media.
I'm like that a little bit too.
Yeah, but everybody's like that. But like, when he went on Drink Champs, he uses his platform sometimes. Yeah. Kanye is so big that whenever he's in the mood to go crazy, that's when you see him on the podcast.
But I think that has to do with like mental health more than just electively choosing, let me just go on a rant today.
But I don't think I think it's more of mental health, but it's like, hey, I want to be off my meds because I'm really hot on this topic. I'm really noticing this thing. I'm really upset about that. Let me get off the meds so I have the confidence and the excuse to really say what I want to say.
I feel like mental health is an umbrella phrase. It's like, what does it mean? What does it mean?
Well, it's like them just putting kids that have ADHD on a bunch of pills when they're just, enthusiastic, excited kids. Why put them on pills? Why do you need? Well, they don't need pills. They're high energy. They don't want to be stuck in a classroom.
It's labeling somebody, and because you don't know the exact thing, you're just gonna put it under one umbrella.
Because it's not the same. I think like this. Brian thinks like this. Mano thinks like that. You think like that. That's what makes us us.
Unique. That's what everyone is. You individuals.
So why do we use it like derogatory now? And like we scare ourselves into being a robot.
It's you know,
Like now I have to be a no mental health problem. Like meanwhile, you develop mental health problems trying to avoid mental health problems.
This is the thing I see with the kids, because they get the label and then they use it as an excuse. So some people say,
Crutch.
okay, a crutch. So some people say, oh, but you know, I have anxiety, or some people like, I'm depressed, or they use it as a crutch. So it's like, it's just a continuous thing. It's like,
Sure, we're 6 degrees separated from friends and family members that really, really, really do suffer from mental health at different varying degrees. I don't want to act like it's not a real thing. As far as, again, what makes it real? Well, anxiety makes it real, depression makes it real, alcoholism, the addiction makes it real. Things make it real.
You know what's the scary thing about it? And this is just, you know, being a mandated reporter, working with kids. It's, you can think they're bullshitting, but how about if you're wrong? How about when they say, fuck, I'm gonna kill myself today, and you're like, everybody said that. You know what I'm saying? Like Kevin Hart said, like, I used to want to run away. Everybody does say, I'm gonna kill myself, fuck you, whatever, right? But it's like,
How about Ellen's dancer?
I think it was
DJ Twitch. How about DJ Twitch? Suicide. How about, you know, a lot of people in our lives who've taken their lives. And it's sad, man. And how do we even wrap this up with 3 minutes left, bro? It's sad. There's so much going on in the world, and social media just creates this anxiety for us. But here on the Late Night Poddy, this is why we wanted to end the week on a little more heavier tone. We had our Poddy official join us, Mano Manis, back on a Thursday. We'll see him on Mano Manis Monday. And Brian down at SoFlo, B Boca, B Brickle. This is why we're on the Poddy, to release, to wipe the slate clean. And we hope that these conversations continue to develop, continue to be talked about, because that's what I'll end with before I let you guys end as well. I think it's if you make a conversation taboo to talk about, we're doing the conversation a disservice. We're doing development and education and information a disservice when we push conversations to the side. That's the goal with the Poddy, to have conversations, to speak about things, but in a manner where we can understand each other, we can work through things, and we bring people closer together because of conversation. That's really
like a scholar.
That's really my goal, because on the Poddy, I want people to be comfortable. Yes, we joke around. Yes, we have funny topics, but seriously, there's things going on in America and around the world, Chinese spy balloons, Michael Tate, you know, there's so much going on that we got to take a step back, got to lighten up. We can't be rushing the stage at these comedians. We got to sometimes laugh and then continue the conversation. And that's what we're doing here.
The biggest thing is sometimes people need to take a joke. And I think we're going away from people learning how to take a joke.
Well, Brian, interesting episode, like a roller coaster tonight, to wrap up the week here on the Late Night Poddy, only on the RBC Network. Thank you to our 2 panel guests tonight, Mano Madness and Michael Tate, the great co-host of the Michael Tate Show, our official Poddy official.
But like we were talking about it earlier, this is it's so organic, and it's so like none of this is scripted. So it's really coming straight. Like as soon as we start talking about a certain topic, it's really what we're coming off the top of the head. So it's nothing that's really that we're writing or, you know, thinking about beforehand. So it's all like different perspectives that are coming along just because it's so organic. And that's what the Poddy is going to bring, is the more people that we bring onto this, the more perspectives that we get. It's going to be an incredible experience for everyone.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Brian. And you heard it here. We want you on the Poddy. You got something to say, you got something on your mind, come on, talk to us, man. And we hope that tonight's episode gives you a glimpse of that future here in the Poddy. Brian, that wraps up today's week 2, week 1.5. Episode 6, though, getting some calls right now from some networks. I can't name any names, but they're all 3 letters involved. But we're here only on the RBC Network.
This weekend, I want you to shoot your shit.
What does that entail?
Oh, it can entail anything, because anything goes on the Poddy.
And
rolling quick for sure.
We're here Monday through Thursdays. We're here to have these conversations. We're here to make you laugh. We're here to make you love. And we're here in the Poddy on late nights. RBC Network.